Hey folks, this is a message from my family and friends. I'm fully aware I disappeared for a bit. Um, I had a lot of things happen. A lot of things in life happen, and I needed to stay focused on all that. It might even seem foolish to some of you why I'm making the video, but I'm going to explain in a little bit. I live in Hollywood. I'm a filmmaker. I had spent years trying to fix a movie that we were working on, and I was doing it alone. But I was okay with that work because I knew it would pay off, or at least I believed it would. And we finished just about when COVID happened. So then we were forced into lockdown in California. So I spent years kind of by myself doing the work, but I always planned on getting back together with my friends again. And then I wasn't able to. I was forced for years to stay locked down again, so the movie almost made me lose my mind in the first place. And then the lockdown kind of pushed it over the edge. So that was part of it. And I didn't like myself. I didn't like some of the choices I had made. And I just, did a lot of self-reflection. And I also didn't like what I was seeing happening in Hollywood. And I literally went from people complimenting me and my talents and my skills and being friends with all these wonderful, and they're still wonderful people. I have nothing bad to say about most of them. Most of them, not all of them. Some of them suck ass. They blow as human beings. Even if, as their public persona is, they're the cool, good ones. I was like, no, you're not. You're an asshole. But there's a lot of great people. But I really learned who my friends were and how they were and how they saw me. And then I started to point out stuff about how political everything was getting. And they treated me like I was nuts. Or like, this has to be done. I'm like, does it? I think movies work best when I think movies are best when anyone can watch them. I think movies are meant to bring the world together instead of tear it apart. I don't think somebody is wrong just because of who they wanted to vote for. I just don't think filmmakers and actors should be involved in politics. I think the only reason they even have the platform is because the fans and the people like that. They are the ones that choose who they want to see, not the studios. The studios will, in my opinion, I can't say for certain, and every one of them now, even though they'll know me, some of them will even know me and know I'm right, they'll say otherwise because that's the way it is. They're just in absolute denial. But there has been messaging that's been crap in film, and I suddenly felt like my whole life I'm suddenly being told I'm not allowed to pursue my dream that I've been pursuing since I was 8. The only time I didn't want to be an actor or filmmaker was when I was in the military, and it's not that I didn't want to be, I just kind of thought I was going to miss the boat or that I wasn't going to come back alive. I was like, so, you don't go into things expecting tomorrow. You just live the best you can for that day. My dog's getting comfortable, so just, that's the sound over there. And I felt like they were ignoring fans, but every time I was voicing this, I noticed less work come my way. I went from doing well financially to suddenly getting no work. And the phone, I mean, even if I called friends, they didn't. And those who worked on the lot, especially around Netflix or something like that, they've heard this saying, male and pale is stale. You can pretend you haven't heard it, or like, that's made up. No, it's not. No, it's not. So it's just like, and I was being told by people, it's just maybe your time is done. Maybe you're filmmaking styles out of date. No. I didn't agree with that then, I don't agree with that now, but nonetheless, I was just like forced to take a bunch of jobs I didn't want that you have to find a way to stay alive. And they were determined not to even glance in my direction, and even friends of mine, best friends of mine, who I thought we were brothers, disappeared entirely. And that hits you. And whether or not it's all because of politics, I'm not political in nature. I've been accused of that in Hollywood, but that's just the thing they do out there, is they demonize. I think everyone should keep their mouths shut and just make good movies. Make movies for fans, make movies for people. When your script is being graded on whether or not you're hitting the political messaging well, that's not you as the writer that's fucked up. That's the people grading their papers. You're grading your script like it's a paper, and you have to cross your T's and dot your I's. Yeah. It just felt like a mess, and not like I was just disappearing. And all I ever heard was how terrible the South was and everything like that. That even in Florida, people of color can't own their own businesses. They're being hunted down in the streets. That's literally how they talk in some places. And they treat the South like they're... I'm in the South right now. It's not evil. I missed the kindness that I've heard from a lot of people. I've missed the sweet nature of people. I've missed this people being kind. The racism that I'm told is rampant is like non-existent. Everyone gets along. Everyone does the best they can. They try to make their best lives. They try to live their best lives. And as long as you do that, you have their respect. I've spent enough time in Hollywood where they call all Republicans Nazis. MAGA, brainwashed, when in fact they're the only ones watching all the news, whereas in Hollywood they only watch news from one angle. They accuse all the billionaires running Republicans, even though the majority of billionaires are on the Democratic side of the fence. And it's a fence that shouldn't exist in Hollywood. I rooted for Trumbo. I used to think I was a liberal because peace and love, man. Can't we all get along? That's all I want. Trust me, when you are in situations where you think you might not walk out of, life's too short to care what other people want, think, or do, or to get in their way of achieving their goals and dreams. I live in a world where people actively stand in my way, and then they tell me it's my fault. And like I said, I got stuck with a crap job after one crap job after another crap job, and the most you'd see of me are shitty infomercials I got stuck doing that nobody sees. Side effects are not limited to death. And then on top of that, I was determined to keep going, to get back up, dust myself off. And right when I kind of was doing that, I wrote my mom. I said, "Mom, this is going to be my year, I promise. I'm getting back on the horse. The American way." And then she passed in February. She said, "I believe you." That was the last text I ever got from her. And I always promised her I'd take her to the Oscars. She'd be my first date. And that hit me very hard. I'm not gonna lie, it hit me very hard. Because it felt like I didn't succeed for my mom. I'd been doing this since I was 8 years old. It's the only thing I know. It is what I am. So I can either choose to quit and walk away, or keep going. But then there was this girl in my life, and she meant the world to me. We had a lot of ups and downs, and a lot of drama around that shit, but she meant the world to me, and I still wanted her in my life, even if it was only for filmmaking. And then she got sick, and then she was gone, too, in the same year. And I got evicted that year, because all my finances, especially just trying to be a filmmaker, ceased. Nobody would even answer the phone. And I don't think it was my personality, but I had been gone for years. I spent 3 or 4 years just in a hole editing a film by myself. And then at the end of that 3 or 4 years, I was stuck in a room by myself again with COVID. Forced to. And then when you would go for a run through Griffith Park by myself with my dog, I'm just running. No one near me. Some person randomly running the opposite way with a mask on would cut in towards me, come over to me, and literally yell at you like this. Put your fucking mask on! You're the fucking problem! You're the fucking problem! You need to fucking fix... Fuck you! Fucking Trump support... I'm like, you're nuts. You're fucking insane. I remember that guy when he did that. I was so shocked. And then the whole, the news and everybody's like, we're loving, sweet, and kind. They started lying on an excessive scale about everything. Or only telling one side of a story without telling the other, but pretending that they were telling the whole thing. And it's still going, and I think that's causing more division than anything else, but that's irrelevant to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I can either lose this game and just admit defeat and come live in the South where it's 1,000% more peaceful and everybody's way more kind, way more understanding. Nobody is a bigot like they're being accused of. Go live with Republicans, which is what it feels like you're being forced to do. Or I can stay in Hollywood, which I love. And I love the film world. I understand it, I know it. I can just do that. But then people might never ever hear from me, and they might never even read my scripts or give me a chance for things that have nothing to do with me as a person. I can choose that. Or I can be an American and just say, fuck it, and do it myself. Which is what I probably should have been doing the whole time, because I'm working on a film now. And I can tell, it's weird to say, but I think God's behind it. He's behind me. I feel like everything in my life has led to this. And all I want to do is make movies for people, for you, for everyone, for my friends. I want to make movies that people will actually want to come and see. I don't want to insult men, and I don't want to insult women to try to make men feel better about it, and vice versa. I don't want to sit down and call every Republican a fucking Nazi and a fascist, because to do so would be fascistic, in nature, and that's not me. I believe in freedom of speech, true freedom of speech, even if you're crazy. Get up on the hill and say it. Then everyone will know, oh look, there's the crazy person. We see it now all the time. I'm a filmmaker, and I want to take this time to apologize to some people who have reached out to me and have asked me for help, but I've kind of went into myself more to answer some questions and to really find what it is I needed, which was courage. I needed God, I needed courage, I needed to know that I'm making the right choice, and I am. So I'm making a movie. I'm doing it myself. I'm going to film enough of it before I approach anyone so that there's no way they can change it or would want to. There's no way they can add politics to a film that doesn't need it. Because it's a werewolf film. I'm making a werewolf film, and it doesn't need fucking politics. Then shit can get checked at the door, and it doesn't need some person trying to jam in some little political messaging into the script. It doesn't need it. That's called propaganda, and I don't deal in lies. Everybody thinks they're standing on the right side of some issue somewhere. Do you? That's all I ask. Just do you, but let me do me. If you don't want to help me, stay the fuck out of my way. And if you try to jump in my way to stop me, I'll run you over. You haven't done this since you were 8 years old. And you could be like, you haven't done it for real. No. I studied obsessively. Those who know me know I'm an obsessive person about this job, about this work. And I can do it almost with my eyes closed. I know how to give an audience what they want, but you'll never know that if I don't just do it myself. So I'm asking for your support, your friendship. If you were somebody who hated me and just turned your back on me because of some dumb politics, I forgive you. I don't know what I need forgiveness for, but if you think I do, I'm asking for your forgiveness now. Let bygones be bygones. I don't believe in carrying a grudge. That's ungodly, and that's definitely un-American. I don't believe in squelching your speech. That's un-American. Freedom of speech, baby. Let freedom reign. I don't believe in a lot of that bullshit. I believe it takes for evil to triumph. All we gotta have is for good men to do nothing, to keep sitting around not making movies because they want to blame Hollywood for their woes and why they're not getting hired. If you noticed, that might play into the factor of why you haven't heard of me or why I don't get work. But really, I blame myself. I just kind of went into myself, focused on myself, had to really make sure I knew what I was doing this for and that I believed in myself. And that it was the right thing. That it's what I'm supposed to do. It is. I love all of you. I love all of you. And Kristen, I'm not ghosting you. I'm just making sure I have a raft first for everyone to climb onto. And Lane isn't forgetting about you too. He's just busy. He's doing great, and he's busy too. And great things are happening. Brandon, same thing. Great things are happening. He's a good man. He's one of those few people that genuinely earned it where he's at. These are good people. They're not gonna screw you. I'm not gonna screw you. I will come back and I will help you get that fucking movie made. On the black. Gonna happen. I love you. I loved your daughter. Even if she hated me most of the time. Which I'm okay with. That's life. The Lord works in mysterious ways. And for the first time in a long time, I'm at peace. And all it took was for me to pick up a camera and do it myself. I'm a filmmaker. I'm making a werewolf film. If any of you can help, please do. If any of you want to help, please help me. I encourage help. But I'm not going to beg anyone, and I'm not going to sit here and try to get you to see it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make the movie, and I'm going to make sure it gets before the audience's eyes myself. And those who know me know I can't be stopped. I will make sure people see it. All are welcome. I don't care if you're pro-Israel or against Israel. I don't care if you're pro-Palestine or against Palestine. I don't care if you're pro-Iran or against Iran. I don't care if you're Muslim, Christian, Hindu. I don't care. You're all welcome. It's a really fun werewolf film. And it has everything that Hollywood has been lacking for a long time. That's how I know it'll succeed. I'm filling a need. And I can do it. almost with my eyes closed. Kind of like that Woody Allen movie, if you know what I'm talking about. I love everybody. I love all of you. I want nothing but success. I want everyone to chase their dreams. I want to encourage people to chase their dreams. And if the whole world wants to tell me I can't do it, great. I'll add you to the list. That's the fuck you list that I'm going to get to hold up at premiere. And I'll get the film before the public. People should know, and especially those in Hollywood who watch this that are friends of mine or know me, know that I know enough people that could possibly pull that off too. Now they could be like, fuck it, we have to find a way to stop him. But then you're the asshole. If you think that way. We can't let his messaging get out there or his filmmaking get out there, because then, the people want to see a movie that's for them. There's a reason movies like F1 succeed. Top Gun Maverick. Deadpool and Wolverine, even. These movies succeed for a reason. And they don't just succeed. They make billions. But I do know that nobody wants to see Princess Leia fly. Or Rey being better than Luke ever was with zero training. And able to fly and shoot lightning bolts from her hands. And you're like, okay, I guess that's Emperor Palpatine, but lame. No offense. I would love to work on a Star Wars film. I'm an actual Star Wars fan. I think there'd be a great film to make. You reboot it, but do it like this. Star Wars, The Dark Side. And you tell it from the perspective, the same original 3 films made, from the perspective of Darth Vader. Where it's no longer this boy trying to save or stop the Empire. It's now about a father trying to reunite with his son for 3 movies. And you watch the same thing, but you're watching from the other perspective. That would be epic. But they won't do that. I'm throwing that idea out there for free. Take it. That's just proof that I can do this with my eyes closed. That's what they'd watch. The fans would love that. And it better not feel even a hint of pissing on Republicans or Democrats or any of the like. If they are American people, they shouldn't feel like they're being shat on. Make movies fun again. That's it. Make them. People don't want to be reminded how shitty this world is. They want to forget about it. I'm making a werewolf film that's going to do that. If you're somebody of means and you want to help me financially, I'll take the financial help and we'll make a deal to where you become a producer. I'll get you in. If not, then at least buy a ticket. That's supportive enough. I'll make sure I get the movie made, one way or another. I'm not going to sit here and beg today. Or ever. I tried to play ball with the political game. I tried to deal with this. But they're not going to stop making movies for themselves. Or their little messaging to feel good about themselves. And they're not going to stop making movies that have no business even getting nominated for Oscars. They only got nominated because they carried the right political message. Those aren't the kind of movies I care to make. And I wouldn't have wanted to take my mom wouldn't have wanted to go to the Oscars if it was like that anyways. I think Hollywood can be saved. It's just going to take more filmmakers to do it. That just decide to do it themselves. And they need to kill all the regulations that prevent people like me from making movies in Hollywood. Kill those regulations. I have a crew of less than 10. It should be fucking free. I should get a permit piece of paper. I'm all about it. But it should say, I don't owe anything. And I should be allowed to go film. Not $100,000, which would be my entire budget at one location. But that's what they want to do, then they can ride that straight to the grave. But it can still be saved. One good movie at a time. I'm not going anywhere, folks. Kristen, I'm going to make your movie as soon as I'm done with this one. Let Lane be Lane, let Brandon be Brandon. They're doing nothing. God bless of you all, and I'm back.